If Chrisean hasn't already made it clear to y'all that she hates Junior, then this mess right here will be the final confirmation you'll need to finally believe it. Not only was she caught not knowing his birthday, but she misplaced his medical reports. And word on Thess Street is that she might be putting him in foster care by the end of the year. Folks were calling CPS to snatch him from her, only for her to give him up to them herself a year later. You cannot make this up. She messed him up before he had a chance at life, and now she wants to make him someone else's burden. Blue isn't even bothering to save him either because he still believes Heisen his. And we know the grandparents don't want him either. I mean, Carissa loves making it look like she does. But y'all remember that video of her and Blue's daddy refusing to take Junior home with them after Chrisean was arrested. Right now, prior to these allegations about Chrisean trying to give Junior up, she was also accused of feeding him hard substances and even putting her hands on him whenever she gets tired of him. It's unclear what exact substances she feeds him, but apparently it knocks him out for hours, so she doesn't have to deal with him. Just a couple of months ago, she was on live playing with Junior, and at one point she said, "Watch this." Before proceeding to raise her hand over him, the boy flinched so badly. He was scared, she was about to hit him, and immediately started panicking to get off the chair. "Watch this. Why you run like that? Why you like that?" Folks said his reaction was a sign that she had been hitting him. Right after this mess, Chrisean got dragged again after someone sent disturbing photos of Junior bleeding at delicate parts to CPS. Until now, the CPS had not responded to any complaints about Crush, but this was serious enough for them to finally say something. A former CPS officer responded, and she explained why Junior had still not been taken from Chrisean, even after all the reports they've received about her parenting. She said, "Listen, as a former social services specialist for MDHHS, whenever you go into someone's records, you leave a footprint, which is why I never F it around with it. But short of the long, someone leaked Junior's records, which shows FAS, visual impairments, spasticity, seizures, positive for opiates, positive for and a number of other illnesses. And the main question being asked in the comments is, where was CPS? Listen, as a former CPS investigator, many babies that tested positive for went home with their parents. In most cases, CPS will come out and check the home to make sure the mother has the things she needs for the baby and services may be offered. But y'all think CPS is the end, all be-all, and it's not. Now, prior to this mess, she was called out for being a terrible mom during a live stream with Dashy Frost. So basically, someone called in pretending to be a fan, but they switched up midway and accused Chrisean of ruining Junior's life, calling her evil and demonic, just like just doing goof drank your baby. Applause. You drank your baby to the grave. Make me mad. Make me crazy. Yo, I'm trying to get it for my family. Yeah, we may make up on the way. I need y'all to pay for me. I don't want you to pass judgment. Please keep your opinions to yourself for real. Right after that, she was right back on people's bad side when she hopped on another live stream and basically showed everybody she doesn't care about Junior's well-being. Once again, while streaming, she left him crying in the car just so she could argue with Blue. The crying got so bad that instead of checking on her own child, she told a random Twitch staff member, someone she didn't even know, to go check on him, just so she could keep going back and forth with Blue on the phone. The people watching the live immediately reported her for child neglect, and Twitch ended up banning her because they wanted nothing to do with it. Of course, she came back and denied it, but folks weren't having any of it. It was multiple people sitting around a stroller waiting for me to get off the phone because my child father is, over here being demonic, don't want to support me, don't want to do nothing, don't want to send me nothing. No, nothing. You talking about sit in the house because what? I have a great support system. I have help. I have Pastor Mike. I have Timbone. I have I can name. I have Orisa. I have a lot of support that's there for my son. I don't have to pay for anything. Diapers, wipes, clothes, you name it. No, I'm not homeless. That's the other thing. Stop, y'all weird. Especially that whole side. Y'all never cared for my son. What the heck? First it wasn't his. Y'all kept saying that. First it wasn't his. Then it was he, then it was that y'all kept saying he, but it doesn't stop there. Just a few days ago, she was on live with Chaotic when he asked her the date for Junior's birthday. Tell me why this woman sat there with no idea of the birthday of her own child. She had to catch herself. And even after a while of trying to remember, she still couldn't answer. At some point, she gave up and started stammering, How old? I got to work again. No. How old are you turning on 3rd? With age. I got what's that called? You know how when you know how when as if all this wasn't bad enough, she unfollowed Junior's Instagram page, which she created herself on the day of his birthday. As we speak, she also follows her new boyfriend, Bino. Nobody was really shocked by Khan's behavior because honestly, from the moment Junior was born, she made it obvious his well-being wasn't a priority to her. If CPS actually cared, that baby would have been out of her hands a long time ago, but they don't, and she knows it. Y'all remember when Junior was born with a hernia? Instead of taking him to his appointments, she kept skipping out, until Blue ended up blasting photos of Junior's intimate photos all over the internet. I don't care about Chrisean feelings. My son is hurting every day and she's acting like it's not a problem. You had a baby on live, but you mad about the truth being live. She is a bad mother. Yes, she is unfit. She been pushing the surgery back, missing the appointment so she can do what she wants. I went to Baltimore thinking it's surgery they talking about. She missed the appointment. At the time, most people supported Chrisean because they thought Blue was the problem. But looking back, he wasn't. Yes, he was wrong for posting those photos, but Crow needed to be checked for her behavior, else she wasn't going to do the right thing. And remember that mess about her not remembering his birthday? Well, his birthday was on September 3rd, and she didn't throw a party for him. No post, nothing. All he got was her unfollowing him to celebrate her new man. This entire mess, coupled with the rumors about her putting him in foster care, had people heated, and they went in on her. One person said, the fact that she was incarcerated during his first birthday, you would think she would choose to goal out for his second. But this girl really does not care about that baby, and it's so obvious. Shaking my head. He deserves better. Another person said, not her first time putting over her child. I honestly hope they take that baby and give him a loving home that's going to support and encourage healthy habits. Because between the Cityit and her Slow Tales fans, they think it's cute. But now I want to know your thoughts.